Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Pathfinder Deck of Endless Treasure. This is a new release for the Pathfinder 2nd Edition role-playing game, and before I get into the video itself, I do want to state for the record that this was sent to me by Paizo for the purposes of doing a review video on, so I do want to thank them for that. However, as is always the case with these types of videos, they are not scripting or pre-screening the video, and the opinions that I express are 100% completely and totally my own. This retails for $29.99, but for that $30 US, you do get the ability to create a vast hoard of treasure. Creating unique items to entice and excite the players each time they open a chest or vanquish a dragon can be a real challenge. But the Deck of Endless Treasure makes it simple, or makes it as simple as drawing 4 cards. These cards combine to form an interesting piece of treasure with its own details, power, quirk, and secret plot hook. With millions of different combinations, you are sure to get a fun, brand new item every time. So I already have this open. I was recording this hoping to do it all in one go on camera for the first time, but I realized that I had zoomed in to show the first set of magic items, and I get carried away when I make these types of videos, and I don't focus on what I actually see sometimes through the viewfinder on the camera here. So we're going to be a little bit more conscious of that going forward. But we've got everything open here, so we do have you do have the Start Here card, along with the cards that go over how to read the cards there, like the front of the card and the back of the card. So we have those as well. It's pretty simple and straightforward there. Right, we got the front of the card and the back of the card description. So you can kind of see how that goes based off of the front and back. And we're just going to go ahead and draw our 4 cards. So we've got our different steps here. So step 1 is to shuffle the deck and place it item side up on the table. Draw 3 cards and place them item side down on the table, as shown in diagram 1. So that's diagram 1. The topmost card of the arrangement reveals the secret plot hook. Note this information for later. Draw the final card and place it item side up on top of the other 3 cards as shown in diagram 2. So that's got your completed item there. And then for step 4, read the item, add together the numbers present visible for the level symbol, and then there's also the look symbol, which dictate what the items look like. So for example, this is your level symbol, and this is your look symbol, so you would add the numbers together in there. So we're just going to go ahead and do that and get the full magic item. Now there's also cards here for damage by level, all the way up to level 20, as well as DCs by level, if any of them would require or would force some sort of saving throw. All right. So let's go ahead and start placing our cards down based off of diagram number 1. So the first card will go face down. Then our second card will go face down and be placed on it like this, like so. And then our third card will go like this. And it is a little bit more difficult to get them to stay in place, but you can see the configuration of them there. So the special plot hook is revealed on the topmost card, so it says Bottled World. The item contains within it a small pocket demiplane that may or may not be inhabited. So that's an interesting hook. And then we've got our item card. Okay. So again, just trying to get these to line up well for the camera. Okay, so we got a breastplate. So the basic stats for the breastplate are armor bonus of +4, a dex cap of +1, a check penalty of -2, and a speed penalty of -5 feet. It has a strength of 3, so if you have a strength value of +3 or greater, then you ignore the armor check penalty completely, and you get to reduce the speed penalty by 5 feet. So, with that in mind, if you have a strength bonus of +3 or strength modifier of +3 or better, you have no armor check and you ignore the speed penalty because it's only 5 feet to begin with. It's a medium armor, part of the plate group. And this armor strategically grants some protection of plate while allowing greater flexibility and speed. So, we're going to add up our level icons to see what the level of the item would be. So we got 1 here and then 3 there, so it equals to 4. So if the item number were 0, 1, 2, or 3, the level icons added up was 0 through 3, then it would be equal to the party average level. Where it's a 4, it's your level +1, 5 would be your level +1, and if it added up to 6, it'd be your level +2. Our look icons are 2 and 0, so it's 2 total. So it is painted in bright colors. So again, the breastplate does contain a pocket dimension within it. So if the item is destroyed or if that secret is revealed, then there are some questions there that may come up, some morality choices. Then we've got a quirk of the item is that it has no reflection. This item does not cast a reflection in mirrors or mirror-like surfaces. So if you're wearing the armor, then I guess you're just not casting a shadow. One of its abilities, so it has the compass property as well. So this item allows you to cast Know the Way as a primal cantrip. So that's pretty cool. And it has a 3-action activated ability called Grasping Hands. It has the Concentrate, Manipulate, and Void traits. So once per day, your item calls bones and shades from the soil, manifesting grasping hands that cover a 15-foot burst within 60 feet for 1 minute, and the hands count as difficult terrain. So that's kind of an interesting setup there for the breastplate. With the secret like pocket dimension inside. Sorry, I just had to take a drink there. With the pocket dimension inside of the breastplate, I would modify that grasping hands a little bit, and the bones that are summoned would be from individuals within that pocket dimension who are sacrificed when the spell is cast. So eventually the player may find out that within the breastplate is this pocket dimension that is, largely populated, but every time he casts the grasping hand spell property of it, it actually kills several individuals within that pocket dimension and uses their bones to create that difficult terrain. So that's the plot hook that I would use for that. I would kind of modify this a little bit to tie it into its secret, and then if the player discovers the secret, then they do have a sort of a moral quandary that they have to deal with there. So that's one item. All right, we're going to zoom back out a little bit here. And let's go ahead and make one more to kind of show you, again, just sort of how this can kind of work out here. So once again, we'll give the deck a little bit of a shuffle there. We'll lay our first item face down, or first card. We'll lay our second card face down. And then we'll put our okay. This is a property that I drew in my previous attempt to record the video, but that's fine. So this item has a following. So, the following property. While using the item, spectral forms of its previous users lurk at the edges of the user's peripheral vision. And then the item itself is Explorer's Clothing. So we can zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so it's Explorer's Clothing, so it has a armor bonus of 0, a dex cap of +5, no check penalty, no speed penalty, no strength requirement. It's considered a light item for bulk purposes. It's unarmored, and it's part of the cloth group. Adventurers who don't wear armor travel in durable clothing, so this could be like for a wizard or a monk or something like that. Its level is 3 + 2 for 5, which is the party's level +1. Then we've got the look icons add up to 4. So 4 is not yet worn in. Okay, no, that's not going to work with our Actually, no, the appearance is not that it's been worn in. So it looks as if it's brand new, but when the user puts it on and wears it and is using the properties of it, then you'll start to see these spectral forms at the edges of his vision. So again, that could be some sort of some sort of plot device that we can use with that as well. So it has a passive ability that's blighting, so plants slowly gray and wither near the item. And interestingly enough, well, this actually might make sense. It has the Forest Passage ability as well, so you ignore difficult terrain caused by plants and fungi. So, I think what I would do with that is I would modify, again, sort of how you can sort of tweak things to make them fit a little bit better. The Explorer's Clothing ignores difficult terrain caused by plants and fungi. And if you're moving through difficult terrain caused by plants or fungi, it causes that difficult terrain to wither and gray. So, like that. So, it's sort of like, I would say that it would like accelerate for the difficult terrain. So, it might destroy the difficult terrain as it moves through it. And then it's got an ability, an activated ability called Incendiary Cloud, once per hour. Holy crap! 2 actions. Your item releases an invisible cloud of gas in a 15-foot burst within 60 feet, which persists for 1 minute or until dispersed by a strong wind. If an open flame enters the cloud's area, the cloud detonates, dealing high fire damage with a basic reflex save. Okay, this actually is good because we get to use both of these cards. Alright, so it does the high damage for creatures within the area, and it's equal to your level +1. So let's just say that the average party level at the time that I give this item out is like, let's say they're level 4 characters. So it's level +1, so it would count as level 5. And the high damage rating for level 5 is 68 points of damage that would be dealt if somebody has an open flame within that area. And it's a basic reflex DC. Dealing high fire damage with a basic reflex save. Okay, so I would say that the reflex save would probably also be considered high because it's high damage and does give a reflex save. So level 5, that would be a DC 21. Or if you want it to be an easy DC at level 5, it could be would be 17, or it would be a 19 for medium. It doesn't really specify the high fire damage to all creatures within it with the basic reflex save. So I think I would default to medium. So that'd be a DC 19 reflex save for 68 fire damage if you fail. So yeah, again, so you can kind of see some of the items that you can make and how they can kind of tell, again, a bit of a story there. So the item looks like it's never been worn, but when you put it on, you can see ghostly figures on the periphery of your vision. And what might be kind of interesting would be if one of the player characters that was wearing this armor were to perish, and another character that they make or another character in the party uses this armor or this item in their place, they can start to notice, like they'll notice the spectral image of their former party member on the edges of their vision. And when they move through forested areas, the armor withers vegetation around it, and it's got this incendiary cloud that it can create as well. So you can kind of like create and tell stories based off of that. So you get some really cool items that you can make based off of this deck of endless treasure. So I really do like these items. I like these accessories, and I 100% plan to use these in my ongoing Pathfinder campaign. I'm actually currently running a Starfinder campaign, but there are some Pathfinder flashbacks that will take place. Like they're actually in the middle of one now. So for the next one, when they create their characters, I might actually give them a unique magic item based off of like creating, like using this deck. I just think there's some really interesting stuff that you can make with this, and I'm really looking forward to using this in my ongoing games. This is definitely something that I plan on using. Not overly, like I don't want to use it all the time, but when I'm rolling up like random treasure, for example, I might replace one or two of the magic items with cards from this deck, like items from this deck, or like if they are looking for like another adventurer's belongings or something like that, I could create the items that way as well. So you get some really cool stuff here with this, and I really like the way that you can kind of again tell those stories, right? Like again with the breastplate that creates this field of bony hands that cause difficult terrain, but has a little pocket dimension inside of it, where using the item, using that property, causes the death of some of the people within that pocket dimension to use their bones to create that difficult terrain. So I like the fact that you can kind of tell some stories with these items. And I definitely plan on using this in my Pathfinder game going forward. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the decks of Endless Treasure? Have you picked this up yourself? And if so, what kinds of items have you created with these cards? I look forward to hearing that from you. So once again, thank you all for your time. I truly appreciate it. Every single view means a lot to me. Like anybody that takes time out of their day to watch something I make does mean a lot to me. And I want to thank Paizo for sending this my way as well. So once again, thank you all so very much for your support. It means the world to me, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.